You guys asked for a head tutorial, so I'm going to show you all the different types of methods and techniques I've learned in order to draw heads from any angle. I will show you the cube method, the Loomis method, and the paper method from Cynic's design. But before I go in depth on how I use these methods, when to use them, and why I use them, I want to talk about the skull first, because the skull is the most important thing if you want to learn to actually draw the human head. It will only benefit you if you learn the proportions of the skull, where the eye socket sits, and where the planes are sitting on the skull. And I know what you're thinking right now. The skull is a bit too hard to draw, and you're right about that. And that's why we're doing this part right here. We're going to simplify the skull first to its simplest form, and we're going to start with this cube thingy right here. Now, if you don't know how to draw a cube shape, you can do the XYZ technique, where you just draw this X, Y, and Z axis, kind of like a Y shape, and just fill that in, and that's a cube. And try to draw a couple of cubes just to get the hang of drawing 3D shapes on a flat surface, because being able to visualize 3D forms and manipulating them into space will level up your skills by a ton. Just do a couple more like that. There we go. Do the Y method, Y, and then just do this, fill it up to create the cube. And once you're done with a couple of cube warm-ups, you can now turn this into a head, a simple head. So how do you do that? Well, let's draw a cube first. I'm gonna do this. There we go. And after that, we're going to draw the lower part of the head, meaning the jaw part. So we're gonna draw this shape that looks like a jaw. I'm not sure what to call this thing, but it's a bit curved, this shape right here. So if I'm gonna draw it separately, kind of looks like this, right? So there's a front plane here, and then it goes around the cube. I know this looks a bit hard, but you have to learn how to draw organic forms like this. If you're still having a hard time doing this, just make it very angular instead, like this. You see? Obviously, it's not the same shape, but it has the same idea as this. Basically, we want to show the shape of the jaw. So we can do either this, or this, which is infinitely better, like that. Okay, once you draw that, you draw a straight line. This is where the center of our head sits, and then you cut the cube into half again, but horizontal line this time. And these lines right here have utility. So this is the center of the eye, the head, so you know that this part of the head is the same size as this, and this horizontal line right here represents the eyebrow. This is where the eyebrows sit, and this is where the top of the ear sits as well. And the bottom part of the cube is where the ear stops, and this is also where the nose stops. So for the nose, I draw a pyramid shape, but it's not really a perfect pyramid. The top of the pyramid is longer than the bottom one. So in 3D, in other angle, it looks like this. From behind, it will look like this. I mean, it's gonna be flat from behind, but basically you get the idea. Okay, and then this is where you put the mouth. And again, you guys can use eraser. I'm gonna use an eraser here because I drew the jaw a bit too big. So in order to correct that, I'm gonna take this length from eyebrow to nose, I'm gonna pull it down, and that will be the proportion for our jaw. And there we go. This is where the mouth sits. Now it looks very sketchy right now, but we basically got the proportion and we know where everything sits. So if I just erase this a bit, just lower down the opacity, when I draw the nose like this, I'm not gonna draw anatomy, I'm just gonna draw the triangle thing, and I will draw a straight line for this, maybe a bit curved line, because that's more natural with the mouth shape. And we draw the eyebrow on the horizontal line, and then you draw a simple eye shape like this, and the eye shape sits on the eye socket below the eyebrow. There we go. I think I forgot to show you guys where the eye eye socket sits, but it's basically just below the eyebrow. I'm gonna show you another example on how the eye socket works. So this is the most basic way I can show you how to draw heads. And this part of the cube right here, you can now turn it into a curved line. You see how it starts to become a circle and it starts to look like the Loomis method? Because Loomis method is basically the cube method, but a bit more complicated. And in the Loomis method, I will show you how the eye sockets work. I'm gonna show you guys more examples on cube methods to draw different heads. This is from above view, right? Let us now draw from below view, like this. So the cube then will be like this, meaning we see the bottom part of the cube. I put a cross, take the length of this. This will be the jaw. I will now draw the bottom part like this. This is the shape I'm doing. Try to get the hang of drawing this shape because it will really help you on drawing the bottom part of the head. This line right here, this is where the ear stops, the eyebrow, and then the nose. So now, as you can see, I drew all the guidelines I need in order to draw the head. It only took me a minute, and just look how easy it is to draw a head using the cube. You see how easy that is to change the perspective by using cube? And that's the benefit of using simple shapes. And it helps you to rotate complicated forms by using simple forms first. So if I want to rotate this, I can rotate the cube. That's this line right here. I can just rotate it a bit, rotate it up, so it will become like this. And now I can just draw the rest of the cube. And now I can draw the rest. Gonna double the length, pull it down. This is the ear, this is the eyebrow. Now this is where a lot of people actually struggle, because people were asking me how to draw the head side view using the cube. It's pretty much impossible because a head on a side profile is not flat. Our head is actually a bit round. So what I do is I draw the pyramid shape like this, and then I will push the forehead just a tiny bit like this. And now after that I can erase the guidelines, and that will help me with drawing the forehead, because the forehead is actually a bit forward compared to the rest of the face. Drawing the mouth, the jawline, the ear, and the general shape of the head. Maybe I made the nose too low, like this. Oh, it's still too low. I think it's not the nose that's too low, it's the eye that's too high. And remember, it's okay to erase. I'm not gonna cut the moment when I erase, because I want you guys to see that I also struggle when it comes to drawing anatomy in general. See, I pulled down the eye a bit and now it looks more natural. And there we go. The hairline sits here, by the way, like this. Go down, go up to make a triangle, and then diagonal, up, and then horizontal. Down, up, make a triangle, diagonal, straight, horizontal. There we go. I can make another one if you want, if you still don't understand the side view method, using the cube, like this. This time looking at the right side, drawing the jaw shape, drawing the pyramid, and pushing the forehead quite a bit, like that. See, this looks like a wedge. Instead of pushing it like a cube, I'm pushing it like a wedge form. I did it naturally too, because I'm so used to drawing the heads now. Connect the nose, connect the mouth, connect the jawline. This is the line for the ear. You add the eye here, and bam. See? Right now, I'm only showing you the general shape of the head. I haven't talked about how to draw eyes, how to draw the nose, specifically how to draw the mouth. And I'm gonna tell you that now, before we go to the Loomis method. The way I draw the eyes is very simple but interesting. A lot of tutorials I've seen when they talk about eyes is they tell you to draw a sphere first and then draw the iris, and then you draw the eyelids around the eye. And that works, you know, that works. Of course, you can do that for a lot of view, but a lot of people hard time thinking about a sphere on a 2D surface. So a good method I use is I use the Cynic's method, where he draws these shapes instead. A diamond organic shape, like this. I'm gonna draw the contour lines just to show you how it works. Basically, it's a diamond thing where it's like a pyramid. If you put it on a flat surface, it will look like this. See? And the reason why this is very useful is because at the center of that diamond, this is where you put the iris. And from there, you can draw any type of eye expressions. For example, if you want a very bored eye, just draw a straight line like this and just follow the diamond. And you got a bored eye expression. If you want a very surprised one, just open it up. Just open the eye completely, and he can even be angry. And look at that. Do you see that? And same for this one. This is from below view, so we can just draw a normal eye and it still works. You just follow that form, the contour line, and look how easier it is to just draw the shape of the eye. So instead of using a sphere where you're just confused on how the contour line works, start using organic forms like this shape right here, this diamond shape, because this shape helped me to draw any types of eye. It's the same over here, look. I am using the diamond shape every time. Anyways, let's go to the Loomis method now. The Loomis method is the most used method when drawing the head because it's the most efficient one, but the problem is it's a bit too rigid. I'm gonna talk about why it's too rigid later during the examples I'm going to do, but for now I'm gonna show you how the Loomis method works. So you start with a sphere and you cut the side of that sphere like this. We're cutting off the side of the sphere, and then you draw a center line, same with the cube we did previously, and then the horizon line. It's basically the same thing as the cube. Now that you've learned how to draw heads and cubes, you now understand the proportion a bit. So you take this length, you pull it down, and you have the jaw. To draw the jaw, you draw a straight line here, go down a bit, and then just connect the lines. And with that, you have the basic shape of the Loomis method. From there on, it's a bit the same with the cube. This is where the eyebrow sits. But this time, instead of just drawing a simple pyramid, you draw an upside down trapezoid, and then this is where the eye socket comes in. And eye sockets are very tricky because they are concave. They go in the skull. And here you draw a simple nose shape, and how Loomis does it is he draw this, the top plane of the nose, and then he just draw the bottom plane of the nose like that. And then he draws a sphere, a half sphere shape for the mouth like this, so it curves. That's why when we look down, the mouth, it curves like this. Or when we look up, the nose, we'll see the bottom part of the nose. When we look up, the mouth is angled up. This is what I did previously with the mouth. Since we're looking up the head, the mouth is angled up. That's why Loomis adds this ball on the face. And we just put the ear here and then the neck. Make sure to draw the neck, by the way. It's a good tip that I always give to other amateur artists. I think I've heard this from a YouTuber artist. I forgot who I heard it from, but oh, it's from Cynics. Yeah. Drawing the neck will always make your head drawings look natural, because if you just draw a head without anything, it just looks like it's floating and it's very weird. Anyways, I will now show you how I defined the head. I'm just drawing the nose. I'm gonna draw the facial features now. Here, okay, this is when I said the eye sockets are concave. So the first half of the eye socket goes in the skull, and the second part goes out the skull like this. You see that? And then it goes down. It goes down. So close up, it will look like this. And this is where the nose sits, like this. This is a side part. This is the side plane, the bottom plane. I'm just gonna draw the mouth for now because that's very simple. I'm gonna draw the eye part last because that's the most complicated one. And that's where people struggle the most because, again, the eye sockets are concave, meaning they go in the skull. And since the eye sockets go in the skull, that means the eyeball are also a bit inside the skull. So when you draw the eyeballs, they are inside that socket. They are like this on the side view. You see how they are inside. When you draw the eyes, there will be shadow just after the eyelid. I hope that makes sense. That's why every time you see the head that is lit from above, you always see shadow here. And that's because this part right here is angled down, this plane. That's very important to remember. So now that we have this Loomis method, remember when I told you that this method is a bit too rigid? That's because after drawing multiple layers using the Loomis method, I had this problem of same face syndrome, and I think personally it's due to me only using Loomis method. And by using Loomis method, which is a very good foundation, a good formula that you can follow perfectly to draw, and it makes you understand the structure. The problem with it is that it's always have the same circular form. No matter how you change the proportion, it will kind of look the same. And that's because we're using the same shape. We're always using a sphere in the basic jaw shape. So if you want to completely take advantage of the Loomis method, you have to learn the basic Loomis method first before you can break away from it to create different skull shapes. And now we're going to the most fun part of drawing heads, is just being completely free with your shapes. We're going to use this. We're gonna use paper method. It's a great way to practice if you already know the basic planes of the heads. So after you've done this, we can now go here. But that's not our rule. You can go straight to this if you want, because when I started drawing, I didn't start with cube and then Loomis and then paper. I did back to back and stuff. It depended on my mood. I even learned this. It was a random way for me, but personally, after going back, the most efficient way is to start with cube and then Loomis and then the paper method, and then you can learn the skull. Let's get to the paper method. What is the paper method? Basically, instead of drawing a flat plane like the cube, you draw the plane curve a bit. And making it curve will make your drawings look more interesting. And I also wrote this: geometric meaning too stiff, organic, fluid, natural, and it has gesture. And this is geometric, too straight, a lot of angles, but this is organic. After you've drawn this, you draw the pyramid shape that we did from our first cube method. Draw two simple dots for the eye and a curve. Do you see how we already have that curve here? We're already combining these two methods right here just by drawing the paper. The reason why I say this is the most fun part, because it also helps you to draw heads from any angle. For example, if I draw the paper in this angle, don't forget to draw the center point. You can now draw the pyramid shape here and draw the eye here. Do you see that? To make this look more like a head, you can start drawing the eyebrow on top of it. You can draw the eyebrow by doing the upside down trapezoid and then connecting the eyebrow like that. Draw the upside down trapezoid and connect the eyebrow. And then you draw a triangle here, like a concave form to show the cheekbone. And then you connect two lines below to connect the chin. Anyways, I can do the same thing here. Cheekbone, pull down the chin. I'm gonna draw multiple paper, and then I'm gonna draw a bunch of heads using this. I'm gonna draw the nose, I'm gonna draw the trapezius, upside down trapezius, the eyebrow. I'm gonna draw the eye, and I can start doing the diamond form too to draw the eyes. You see that? Wow. I also can draw a detailed mouth, cheekbone here at the corner of the paper, draw a straight line to connect it with the chin, and then you draw the jaw, the ears, and then the forehead. And slowly but surely, it starts looking like a head. And this paper method right here only works if you only know the basic shapes of the human head. Just the chin, or the cheekbone, mouth, connect the cheekbone to the chin, and then connect everything to make the jaw, the forehead, and the ear. And now we can draw the skull. You see how we can add the skull and add the neck, skull, neck. This also works front view. See? Upside down trapezius, eyebrow, diamond shape for the eyes, mouth, cheekbone, chin, connect, and then the jaw, forehead, ear, neck. Do you see how fun it is to do this method? And the more you do it, the less you use the paper, and it just comes naturally to draw the shape of the head. Like the guidelines will disappear the more you draw. For example, here I can just draw the nose right away and draw the upside down trapezius, draw the eyebrow, and since the eye socket is concave, I can imagine this line going inside, and then I can draw the eyes inside that concave shape, and then I can draw the mouth, cheekbone, connect it to the chin, eyebrow, and then connect chin to the jaw. And these methods help me to draw heads from any angle without really using any construction lines. Again, if you want to draw without construction lines, you have to understand the proportions first and the planes of the head. So the most important part to learning heads is maintain proportions and learn the planes. Now you're probably asking, hey, can you do this technique with different shapes of heads? Yes, let me show you. I'm gonna draw a paper. Instead of putting the center line at the middle, make it a bit higher. And now I can draw the nose here, and then the eyebrows closer, and then the eye on top, just below the eyebrow. And then I can draw the mouth here, and here, this is where the cheekbone sits. And I connect the cheek to the chin, the jaw, and look at that. It already looks different. I can draw the ear, you see that? And if I want to draw more types of shapes, we can even change the nose angle. Instead of drawing just a pyramid, we can change it a bit into this, to this angle. And then we can even make a bushy eyebrow, make the eye small, and make him pouch. I forgot the term, but do that. Cheekbone, connect it. Jaw, make it very angular, because I barely do that. Big ears, and give him like a long hair, I don't know. Looks like Joaquin Phoenix or something. I'm sorry for the messy sketches, but I'm just trying to show you the point of this method, that it really, really works. It's really fun to do as well. And the benefit to learning all of this, from cubes to loomis to paper to the skull, all of this will make your life easier to do this, the Asaro head. I always talk about Asaro head in my YouTube videos because Asaro head is basically the most simplest and complicated way to simplify the skull. It's basically showing you all the planes you need to draw the head. This is perfect for painters because it teaches you where to put the values, it teaches you the change of the planes and where everything sits. This is the perfect method for advanced artists. Okay, what have I not talked about yet? Oh yeah! Now, if you want me to draw open mouth, this will be a bit complicated, but It's doable because I'm gonna make your life easier. Let's do the first method. Actually, we can do any method. Do you remember the shape, the jaw shape? This jaw shape right here? When you open the mouth, the jaw doesn't go down like this. The mouth doesn't go down like this. It actually rotates from here, from this. So when you draw a jaw opening, you start from here, and then this angle, you pull it down. You will draw the jaw like this. And then it might look weird at first, but trust me, this is how you do it. So now when you draw the face, I'm gonna draw the nose, the mouth. Look how it looks more natural. Right? I'm gonna give you more examples. So this point of view right here, this is where it rotates. I'm gonna rotate it behind like this, and then like this. Let's make him smiling. The cube is a bit too small, so I'm gonna extend it a bit to give the shape more depth. And because the head has a backside, so we can fit the brain inside. I'm gonna draw the nose, simple pyramid shapes. And an interesting thing about teeth is that it follows the curved form of the jaw. So it goes like this. The teeth goes around the skull, like the jaw, like this. This is actually where the teeth sit. There we go. Ta-da! It looks unnatural because I drew the jaw too big, but there we go. Looks better. And doing this the first time will definitely be hard. So it's okay if you don't get it right away for the first time. The most important thing is to do it repeatedly. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And you have to follow the rules of the jaw rotating from this axis. Don't just pull down the jaw because it will look very weird. Remember the teeth. It goes around like the jaw. That's why we have this shape right here. This jaw shape. This is where the teeth is. And just above it, that's the nose. And then the concave form. And this becomes a skull. So when you draw a smiling face, I hope this helps. So remember, the teeth are going around the skull. I think that's it. But I guess I can show you more examples of the eye, how the diamond shape works. If you want the eye to close it, draw the eyelid, draw the eyebrows, and since it's concave, draw shadow underneath, do the upside down trapezius, draw the nose, and then draw the concave form again, draw the diamond shape, close the eyes, draw the shadow. We're now drawing a guy potentially sleeping. And yeah, that's it for me. I hope this helped you, and if it didn't, I'm really sorry. I did my best. I showed you all the things that I know with heads. But if you guys want me to make a video where I show a lot of examples, where I draw heads, not a tutorial, but I just draw a bunch of heads and I just talk about my thought process, where I just talk about the steps I do, just let me know in the comment section so I know what kind of videos to do next. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.